first thing I want to set up a culture or environment for my teams to feel like they're safe to speak up, to tell the truth. I will not feel offended. I will take their opinions seriously, even though they are not comprehensive, even though they are not complete. But I always try to ask them, why drive you to that opinion and why you feel like it's a problem? Sometimes you need to dig a little bit deeper to understand what's the reasoning behind why they raise up some concerns or solutions or some suggestions. So we need to really respect their voices and they keep being inclusive to their contributions.
PPG contacted me and for a new position, for the position I have today. And I asked them, what are you looking for? Which competencies, which type of person are you looking for? And I remember two answers. The first one is experience in powder coating. I got 25 years, so it wasn't a question for me. And the second is, we are looking for a woman. We'd like to include in the ILT team in the EMEA women, to develop the diversity, to develop different focus, to add. And at that time, I say, okay, I wasn't looking for a new position, but this time I can deeper investigate. And after that, different discussion with different people. I had the chance at that time to meet people, but it was for this reason that I am now at PPG, because a real willingness to add women in the team.
You know, for me, I think the workplace being more inclusive of women in many ways actually means being more inclusive of families. And in many cases, not all, but many women serve as a caregiver, right? So they're caregivers for children, for sick spouses, for elderly parents. And I think that creates a lot of complexity for these caregivers in the workplace that I think gives companies the opportunity to solve for. So for example, things like maternity leave or childcare or dependent care or flexible working arrangements. And so I think that, the industry and companies need to be more creative in thinking about what challenges we as women and caregivers have at home and how companies can help support that.
One thing we always hear from HR is, whenever you're interviewing for a new position, make sure you have a diverse slate of candidates, right, when you're interviewing, which is an excellent suggestion. But quite often we may find that it's not so easy to actually find those diverse candidates who are applying for the job at this moment in time. So in my opinion, I think we need to start working a little bit more upstream on that process. So, whether it's engaging in the community, connecting with universities, and starting to build the brand of PPG, and highlighting what these types of career options could lead to and what could mean for younger women. And we start to build that pipeline, right, so that these jobs have an appeal to them, and we start to get that pipeline coming in. I mean, this is a multi-year approach, but I think a company like ours, these are the things we need to look at.
Don't be afraid to try new things. That's one thing. But I think one of the bigger ones for me was don't be afraid to fail. I think we all try to put up these guardrails and make sure that we don't try things potentially fail at. And I think, that is one of the biggest challenges we can, as women, can do, is really put yourselves out there, get uncomfortable, and try something new. Because I'll tell you, those times when I've done that, it was horribly uncomfortable. The second time was a little less uncomfortable. And by the third time, honestly, I don't even remember losing sleep over the first one. So that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self.
How I behave or how I advocate myself, I think they just assume there's no difference. Of course, there's difference, of course, right? But when you work, when you're in a meeting, when you with the teams, your travels, you're working over hours, we need to realize that there's definitely a difference. But be yourself, be sincere, and be honest with your team, with your customers, and with your leaders.
I prepare myself, I prepare the team. It's a great opportunity for the team to develop themselves and to think about, to take some distance and to say, what do I like, which competencies I have, and what I would like to do next.